welcome to episode 4 of The Heart of. Today we're going to be talking about the short film The Summer Ghost. Now, the film is about these three teenagers that are trying to summon the titular Summer Ghost. How they do that is by going to the strip and they light off fireworks. The rumor is that the ghost had committed suicide, and the only way to get her attention is by lighting the fireworks. So these three teenagers, Tomio, Ao, and Ryu, if I get these names wrong, I'm so sorry, uh, light off the fireworks, and they meet the Summer Ghost. Now, through conversations, they find out that the Summer Ghost didn't commit suicide and that she was murdered. And the thing that she's most attracted to, and what actually summons her to these teens, is those that have been contemplating death. So, you have these three teenagers: Ao, who's been contemplating suicide because of bullying that she's been receiving in high school. You have Ryu, who's been diagnosed and is terminally ill. And then you have Tomio, who isn't dying and he isn't getting bullied at school. In fact, he does great at school. His mother is putting so much pressure on him that he feels spiritually dead inside. He can't interact and express himself in any real meaningful way. So, over the course of the film, we really follow Tomio as he tries to interact with the Summer Ghost. And the idea of the film is, well, these three are in this catatonic state where, they're thinking about dying, whether physically, whether they know they're going to die, or whether they just feel dead. The idea and the themes of it is looking for reasons to live. And what was so beautiful about this film is it really encapsulates this idea of what it means to truly live through its animation and its imagery. Um, the sensation of flying, the sensation of being in the ocean. So the Summer Ghost is able to take Tomio and really take his soul and kind of show him places that he couldn't see and places that his mom almost forbids him from going. So there's a moment in the film where she takes him to this museum of art, and he gets to see all the art that inspires him. So in his room, in his closet, buried under mounds of clothes, is a blank canvas. And every day he comes home and he removes his pants, his jackets, and in his mind's eye, imagines what he would paint. Ao goes to school and is bullied, and tries to jump off a roof. Rio tries to put a brave face on things and not tell anyone that he's dying, but it all is becoming too much for him. So, the question, what does it mean to truly live? What does it ever mean to truly live? And over the course of the film, with trying to do something for the Summer Ghost, so the rumor is that she committed suicide, but in reality, she had this horrible fight with her mother. She was a teen, and she leaves the house and she gets hit by a car. It was a rainy night. And instead of helping her, the driver panics, grabs her body, puts it in a suitcase, and buries it. And she passes away buried in a suitcase underground. And she asks Tomio, "Can you help find my body?" And through this adventure and looking for this body and this growing obsession, he begins to discover what it means to truly live again. you know, and he reluctantly gets the two other teens to help him. But, the more I think about the movie itself and what happens in it, and normally I'm vague anyway because I think the movies, the games, eventually the comics that I'll talk about, I think is worth just experiencing on its own. You don't want to recommend something just to essentially spoil it for them, and so they can't discover their own worth. I mean, I watched this short film and there are several moments where I cried because it's just the imagery is just so disarming and beautiful. So I guess that was the premise of the film. I highly recommend going out and watching it. But I guess what I really wanted to talk about, the idea that the film brings up, is what does it mean to truly live? Um, I think, you know, when you look at society today and you look at social media and what people post and what people consider living, I don't know, you see these things of like, oh, it means going on vacations and going to far off exotic lands and trying new foods and doing all these things. And sure, there's an element of that, the trying new things, the going to new places, but that's always not feasible and realistic for some people. I would say that for me, the trying new things is definitely one of them, but also just getting up and totally immersing yourself in something, totally giving yourself to an experience, um, and not trying to compare yourself to him or her or they, and really just live. And over the course of the film, you see Tomio looking for every reason to just give up and die, and he becomes so immersed in spending time with the ghost that he's not really looking inward for himself for reasons to keep going. Um, you know, Io is given up. She's like, I'm getting. What's the point? I go into school day in day out just to get bullied. Rio's like, I have no future. What's the point? Why even go on? And to have this driving force come together, the connective tissue be this ghost, someone that can you know give them a purpose, a reason. I think is truly beautiful in finding reasons to continue. I think in our own lives, it's easy to get caught in monotony. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, and how do you break out of that? How do you rustle free from it? And I don't have the answers. I wish. But I guess all I can say is just immersing yourself in experiences that aren't the routine, that aren't just waking up, going to work, and finding joy in the little things, you know? Or if it's something routine, I don't know, just trying to do something with it. If it's cooking, if it's making dinner, it's doing something, experimenting with it. If it's, you know, if you're at home, it's taking a moment to look out the window and see the sky and really just appreciate the moment here and now. For me, I find it's ingraining myself in these stories and narratives, whether that's through games, movies, music. There's a great quote where everyone dies, but does everyone truly live? I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't think that's because they have a choice in the matter. I think sometimes that choice is made for them. And I encourage to just take that step forward and do something that you can truly immerse yourself in and find yourself truly living. This is a shorter episode than most. I feel uh, it truly lessens the dramatic impact by just spilling my guts about The Summer Ghost. I highly recommend watching it and discovering what your own meaning of truly living is. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening.